Just now, we talked about science and Buddhism. We looked at both aspects side by side. At that particular time, you also shared with us, if I recall correctly, some very meaningful, truly thoughtful views and valuable insights. I genuinely believe that this is especially necessary, and I feel it is important to emphasize just how, for many young people nowadays, in particular, it is important to take the time to seriously reflect on the principles that you have just mentioned, carefully considering what they mean and how they might influence your thoughts and actions. Because we are living in an age of science today, but also, you could say, an age of religion. Among people all over the world, only about 10% do not believe in any religion. The rest are believers.
Religions.
Different religions. Among them, Buddhism also constitutes a certain proportion within the total. So we feel a dialogue like today's still provides them with a reminder or some advice and reference. That's my intention. Therefore, today, as we are here at this moment, the topics we discussed earlier, next, I mainly want to talk about Buddhism, or in other words, something people pay special attention to nowadays, which is the relationship between business and spiritual practice. Because I am, in essence, a monk, in fact, caring about the company is very important to me personally. Not much interest. Some time ago, I went to a school in Nanjing, and many students there asked me, do you manage your finances? Could you please ask me if I would use the money for the most...
Just for the return?
Yes, absolutely yes. At the time, I responded to them in different ways, depending on the situation. Actually, we are living in a rather special era now. Including this recent US election, we can also see some changes in the times. The mindset and approaches are different from those of the past. At this time, even we Buddhists, as you may know, also genuinely care about the needs and well-being of entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs now make up a significant portion of our society. They actually account for a very large and significant proportion of...
They create wealth.
Yes. They also create wealth. And actually, I think that for society, whether it's large businesses, mid-sized businesses, or small businesses, they all make significant contributions to all of humanity. Even a small business with just a dozen or so people, he is also the staff member who consistently helps him with various tasks. This is a form of social service. They take on a certain responsibility for their employees' employment. At the same time, I am also considering that because we are now in an era where economic maximization is everything, humanity is paying a huge price. This includes the exploitation of many resources. Now, even drugs have, unfortunately, already spread into the market as well. Drugs are also very frightening. On top of that, there are many other things like this, including the sale of some animal meat and leather products. At this point, I think that our commercial success, because we are now all the books in the airport are about success. In today's world of success studies, do you, in your own view, think that commercial success, the way things are going now, is reasonable or not? Or in other words, in our human society, is it really, truly necessary for us to pay such a very high price, honestly? Do you think the current path to business success, is this the only way? Or is there another way? Or ultimately, what is your view on the definition of success? You're a scientist and a practitioner of Buddhism as well. People notice this now. I see you frequent some, and I also frequently give talks at enterprises. I have some genuine hopes for them. I really do, honestly. But I have concerns because the economy isn't. Do you think, from your perspective, that the current model of business success is truly beneficial or not? In your view, what is the definition of success? This is the main question I want to understand, first of all.
What Khenpo just mentioned, in general, it is an overall management issue.
Yes, yes, that's definitely right.
I have a bit of personal experience. I served as a university president for 18 years. Managing a university is not easy, that's for sure. You deal with professors.
How many people were there at your University of Science and Technology back then?
Over 10,000, I think. And if you count the part-time students, there were more. Basically, there were also over 10,000 people. School management's hard because I was dealing with professors who were all highly accomplished. Each professor had their own achievements. Managing all of them, as you might imagine, was certainly not. And the university students were all young people with many ideals, so it's not exactly easy. But overall, I think management is a very fascinating art. It's not that simple. It's not just managing people. You just ask what defines success. It's very hard to define success. Everyone has a very different perspective. It's like the story of the blind man and the elephant. From one angle, it looks like success, but from another angle, it might be failure. Basically, if a business well, to put it simply, you see, makes a lot of money. And in most cases, that's generally considered to be quite successful. But someone who makes a lot of money might have paid a heavy price for it. He might have sacrificed his health, his family, and his relationships.
Yes.
A lot of people are watching him, but is he truly happy inside? Some signs of success don't make someone truly successful person. So in fact, we say that success may have many different dimensions in many different ways. When you add up all these different aspects, is he really successful? At the very least, I would say if a business is extremely successful because its profits are growing by a certain percentage every day, he can confidently answer to the shareholders saying, I'm making this much money every single day. But after this company, at long last, actually starts to make money, how does it make good use of the profits? Does it give back to society? And what about the employees who have worked hard alongside him? Has he actually taken really good care of all of them over the entire time, truly? If profits are a bit lower this year, I laid off some employees to reduce my expenses in order to increase the profit margin. There are many issues that aren't as simple as just making money on the surface. As a manager or a boss, in many situations and circumstances, his success might be that he has excellent leadership strategies, but who is carrying out strategies? It's his colleagues and employees, right?
Yes.
If each and every employee is truly working happily and with genuine satisfaction each day, then behind every employee is a family. Each employee is basically, let's say, for example, there are in total 10 individuals. If one employee is happy, the whole family is happy. If the employee is unhappy, the whole family is unhappy. If the boss has everyone under him feeling happy, that means he's making the whole community happy as well. This goes beyond just making money, as you can see. So I think what really is success, after all? It can mainly be divided into two aspects. One is, in modern terms, hard power and soft power. Both aspects as a whole need to be considered and developed in balance. I think that's what true success is. So what is hard power and what is soft power? Hard power means that this leader or manager is able to make good use of his intelligence and talents and understands the direction in which the business should develop and understands all causes, conditions, and effect to develop the most ideal plan and can successfully lead his team to move forward, achieving the best possible results. This is hard power. This is success. Soft power is about having, as Buddhism says, a sense of compassion, not only possessing wisdom, but also compassion. Understanding that his own success truly only possible through the participation of each employee. So thank you very much for your participation. If he shows compassion and takes care of their needs, he understands that each employee is not just a tool for production. Every employee individual, each person has their own basic human needs. For example, their needs as a person, the needs of their family, and their personal, more basic desires, etc. If we can handle aspects and make sure every employee is happy, if they come to work happy, they will be engaged and develop a sense of belonging to the company. Only in this way, and only in this way, can a strong team spirit be built. This approach is even more effective. So how should it be done? It depends on how the manager treats his staff. For example, if the company makes a profit, does all of it actually go to the investors? Shouldn't a portion or percentage be set aside to be distributed as bonuses to all employees? According to a certain ratio, everyone gets a little benefit. When the company makes money, I benefit. Then they'll be willing to put in the effort, right? Also, we live in a society, as people often say, after all, we can't separate ourselves from society or company. After we achieve success, shouldn't we also consider giving back to society? If we can truly take all these aspects into account, at the same time, our minds will also remain relatively stable. We won't be disturbed by distractions. Such a person can be very methodical in how they allocate their time, consistently taking care of their career, health, family, friends, and employees in a truly well-rounded way each and every single day. This is truly balanced development. Only then can one be considered successful. That's my perspective.
This particular philosophy is, without a doubt, indeed quite excellent. What Professor Pan just recently mentioned, as you may have heard, actually, regarding our employees, we shouldn't just see them simply as tools for doing business. They are also just people with families, but as employees, they also need to be proactive in their work. Otherwise, if someone is extremely lazy, even if you offer them the absolutely best benefits, the company will suffer losses.
We need a system. Yes, clear rewards and penalties are needed.
There should be a system in place, definitely some rules. I think this is in fact very important. As a business, it has its responsibilities. Of course, when I mentioned success just now, nowadays, most people define success based on a person's money. For example, when we talk about our classmates in school, for instance, if someone has a car, a house, and a high income, then he is considered successful. But if someone has made academic achievements or has made outstanding contributions in some other field, even truly extraordinary ones, many people in today's society, for some reason, don't see that as success.
At this point, the focus is on achievements in tangible external strength. People see surface.
It seems that so-called success is all about money. If someone's wealthy, they're successful. And the rest, this is the current trend in society.
There are many people in society who seem very successful on the surface, people with great wealth.
Right.
But are they truly happy? Not necessarily. Many of them are not happy. You see a lot of people, because they have too much wealth, their family members start to focus on how to divide up the wealth to the point where all family bonds are destroyed by fighting. The courts decide how the wealth is divided. Is that really happiness? I truly don't know, to be honest. Looking at it now, the definition of so-called success mainly depends on, as I said earlier, where you set your sights when it comes to success. If you truly focus on wealth, then that in turn becomes your definition. But if you focus on whether a person is satisfied and happy with their life, then your perspective will be different. So I think it's really about discovering and maintaining a balance. For me personally, on one hand, you can pursue achievements, for example, in terms of personal or professional wealth. But at the same time, you also need to take care of other aspects, like your health. If you have everything in life, but eventually lose your health, what happens then? If you happen to lose your family and find yourself with absolutely no chance whatsoever to communicate at all with your children, if family bonds are gone, is that really success? I don't know. I don't think that's true success.
Actually, a truly successful person genuinely takes care of all aspects of life in every possible way.
How can we achieve that in our lives? Everyone needs to learn how to cultivate their mind. This is where Buddhism is really remarkable. Cultivate minds. When our minds can truly become calm, our hearts can stop looking outward.
Not following external circumstances.
We come to understand peace and ease of mind. That's why nowadays many companies also encourage their employees. There is a kind of meditation training that helps us cultivate our mind. As long as we cultivate our minds, we will be less attached to external things, and we can awaken the wisdom and compassion within us. That's why Buddhism places equal emphasis on both wisdom and compassion. If entrepreneurs today focus only on wisdom and neglect compassion, that becomes a problem. That's why many management approaches now talk about people-oriented management models. From a Buddhist perspective, this means managing with the spirit of a bodhisattva.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Just now, Professor Pan talked about management. When it comes to management, for example, every country has its own management rules, and every ethnic group has its own management rules as well. In our Tibetan regions, people formally practiced the 10 virtuous deeds. During the reign of Tibetan King Traisong Detsen, there were many stories centered on compassion. Tibetans believe in Buddhism, applying its principles to management to govern the entire ethnic group and the entire nation. At that time, many people's hearts were truly joyful, deeply at peace, and filled with a gentle sense of contentment, and they lived happy lives. But now, because we are in such an economic and social era, in this special period of time, for various reasons, many people often feel mentally restless in their daily lives and are not particularly happy. In this situation, what do you just think, when we talk about management, where exactly can we find its core? Or in other words, what is ethics? What are the so-called pitfalls and solutions in management? Because our society today is not like the last century. In the last century, everyone might have lived in a family way, but now, for the most part, most people are in an enterprise model, either in schools or perhaps in companies. This takes place specifically within a collective group setting where people gather together as a group, interact with, actually, as you just mentioned earlier, you served as the president of the University of Science and Technology for 18 years. It's not easy, indeed. Actually, I have also been doing management work at the Buddhist Academy for many years. Whether dealing with monastics or lay people, I have placed importance on management. Moreover, I am involved in all aspects of management, whether it's external or internal affairs in nature. There are many areas in which I participate. There are management meetings that are held every single day, without exception. From your personal experience, what do you think is the core of management, or what are some common pitfalls in management, and what is the way out? In these areas, how do you personally feel about the current enterprise management as it stands? So what kind of methods are actually being used, and what role does management really play?
If you look at a lot of management books out there, authorities talking about management and so on, their starting point is, here's how to come up with the very best possible methods and approaches to help a company truly make even more money and increase its profits. But in Buddhism, wisdom and compassion are both emphasized as equally important. In other words, while enhancing the wisdom of managers can indeed improve the company's performance, one should act with compassion and do the other things needed, including how to treat employees, how to treat society, and how to treat others too, and customers though not deceive customers. There are many things to take care of. In reality, it's not just as simple as merely improving the company's overall performance. If we approach this from a Buddhist perspective, for example, then there is a balance, and ultimately we act in line with Buddhist teachings. A truly successful person not only enjoys the joy of external success, but also experiences happiness of inner peace, which is equally important. Many successful people only have the enjoyment or satisfaction of external success, such as material or social achievements, and nothing more. But inside, many of them are deeply troubled and exhausted, unable to find any real sense of proper peace and genuine ease. We must ask ourselves one question: what is it that we ultimately pursue in this world? Truly, all fame, wealth, and so on cannot be taken with us. What finally follows us are all the seeds of good and evil we have planted in the past. Being able to leave this world peacefully and at ease, this is more important.
Yes.
With all sincerity, I truly and earnestly hope that we won't let the so-called momentary and fleeting achievements that are right in front of us affect our overall long-term happiness, lasting peace, and true sense of well-being. I think this is very important.
Very good indeed.
Isn't it?
Yes, yes, yeah. You just mentioned meditation a moment ago. And also, I've seen before your comments on the Heart Sutra. There's also your work on the Heart Sutra and modern management in this area. Because simply in my view, when people talk about the Heart Sutra, they focus on emptiness. So would there be any conflict between emptiness and management? Through the Buddhist approach, is it about calming the mind first and then managing? Or is there another concept you're trying to convey? Mainly, I would say your book has had a big impact. So I wanted to ask you about this, if you don't mind.
I really believe that for people living in this era nowadays, to be honest, we can't really talk to them too much about Buddhist doctrines. After all, if you talk to them about emptiness, they don't understand. And it's not easy for them to accept. So when we promote Buddhism, the most important thing is to use language that they can easily understand and examples that make sense to them. This way they can be subtly influenced over time. It's very difficult to make them understand the emptiness and so on all at once. That's why we need to use some case studies, for example, briefly, and convey Buddhist teachings through these examples, teachings of compassion and wisdom. We give them the information and let them accept it. It's not easy to emphasize principles of Buddhism all at once, especially in a truly comprehensive manner, nor is it easy for them to accept. If you talk about emptiness, how do you explain it? Emptiness is not easy to understand. So we feel that we should use a skillful means to let them gradually accept Buddhism, help them improve their competitiveness, increase opportunities, while also cultivating compassion in their hearts, help other employees, society, and customers whenever possible. This point of balance starting from here, show them by doing this, what they gain is not just material wealth, but also inner peace and freedom, both important. The harmony within the family, how brothers and sisters get along is important. You see, many very successful and wealthy people, their families are not happy at all. Brothers and sisters are unhappy because they fight over the family inheritance. Is that success or not? I dare not say, at least from this perspective, it is not success. They may have a lot of wealth, but I don't think that's success at all. Success does not necessarily mean having a lot of material wealth. As long as your wealth meets your basic needs and is sufficient for your daily life each day, a little more is enough, just enough. The rest is unnecessary, at least for our purposes. Even if you have extra wealth, you just deposit it in the bank. No matter how many zeros are behind your bank balance, how much do you actually use?
Right. It's simply just a number in the bank, in your account.
You really use very little of it. On the contrary, you have to pay a huge price for it. I often hear people say that many people don't have good health. Many people's families often can't truly come together as a whole. There are many problems between brothers and sisters.
Because of economic entanglement.
How does the whole society view this? I think it is
very sad.
In this day and age, I think what's even more important is nowadays, everyone's idea of success is making more money. Having fame and status means being successful. But we need to think about this. In the process of pursuing fame and fortune, what price have they really paid? Is the price they've paid really worth it? If they were ever truly given even just a real chance to start over, they might have different thoughts, ideas, or opinions as well.
Yes, absolutely. This is also a very important issue. There's one more thing. Nowadays, meditation is very popular in many of our companies. Some companies say that meditation can enhance people's intelligence. Some say it notably improves work efficiency. Some say that inspiration comes to them instantly. Some say that after achieving a calm state of mind, in general, it's easier to handle things and interact with others, and so on, and things like that, and so forth. You yourself have, in fact, personally done some thorough research on meditation, actually from a scientific perspective or from a Buddhist perspective. Do you think meditation is very important in companies? whether in companies, organizations, or in schools, does meditation benefit a person's physical and mental well-being? After promoting it from a scientific perspective, will it help with their work, family, and their entire career? Will it truly be beneficial and bring improvement?
Meditation is a term. In general, my main view is that in the very busy real world, no one gives themselves the space to calm down and reflect. People spend 24 thinking about making money. Many different things. Our minds sometimes just don't really have the space to truly quiet down and think things through. Often you can't look at problems objectively in a completely unbiased way because you're constantly being disturbed by external factors. The decisions you make might not be the best ones. My view is that no matter how truly wise you are, in any situation, sometimes you need a peaceful space for yourself. Even more truly, let go of everything and calm down. Give yourself a calm and comfortable space and reflect for a moment. Was what I did in the past really the best choice or not? If you don't really have the space to think about it, there's simply no real opportunity for any improvement. So I think we need to have a period of time to let our mind settle down. Our mind shouldn't keep reaching outward. Let your mind gradually, gently settle down and turn inward. Reflect on how you've been in the past, whether you did things well or not. Give me some space, please. Just how do you do this? In most cases, in an ideal situation, it's through meditation. Take time daily to, for me, meditation isn't about reaching an advanced state of concentration. No, it's hard to settle down. The main thing is to give yourself some space, to let your mind calm and settle. Gradually, you'll have space to reflect. You'll be able to look at things more objectively, not so subjectively. If you can quiet yourself, the wisdom and compassion you inherently possess, wisdom and compassion gradually improve. I think that's very helpful. The biggest problem is no one's mind can truly settle down easily. It just keeps wandering, never finding complete rest. Our minds are always constantly being pulled along by the outside world. What the world does we go us?
The mind follows external circumstances.
But Buddhism emphasizes that ordinary beings always let their minds follow circumstances through practices like meditation. The hope is that at the very least, our minds won't be so easily affected by external things. If we reach some level in our focus and intention become stronger, I can influence the outside world, circumstances shaped by the mind. Ultimately, Buddha taught that all phenomena are created by mind. So, well, I think no matter what work we do, whether it's in business or anything else, in our daily lives, we should be fair to ourselves and give ourselves some space. We can pause to calm down and reflect, to think about how to approach things in a more balanced and sustainable way. We shouldn't let some of the negative emotions from the outside world affect us. Regarding success and failure, gains and losses, many people always say, oh, I worked so hard, but in the end I didn't succeed. They blame fate and others, complain about people and feel very uncomfortable. But we need to understand that everything arises from the interdependence of causes and conditions. No matter how hard we try, sometimes the external conditions are actually beyond our control. Sometimes a certain external condition may have a huge impact and it can prevent your hard work from achieving the results you hoped for. This is uncontrollable.
Yes, well, that's right.
So if you let yourself be upset over things you can't control, it's just not worth it. That's why we should think this way. As long as I truly do my very best to carefully handle this matter, the outcome, success or failure, gain or losses beyond what we can control. It's determined by external factors combined. Success or failure is decided.
It's not something I can control.
I can't really say I did that and it doesn't succeed, then I'll be unhappy. If you have that kind of mindset, success is never guaranteed. Failure also lets me reflect and review why I failed and which specific condition I really didn't handle well.
It's a chance to learn and grow.
It's always a process of learning. As long as I live in the present and do my best with this matter, success or failure, most of the time is beyond what we can control.
I think, first of all, we should be mentally prepared There aren't many truly successful people, so not everyone will necessarily become especially successful. Nowadays, a lot of young people see one or two examples of success and think they have hope, but that's not the case. There are also many examples of failure out there.
Far too many. For example, many people who study management, they collect case studies, how a company is successful, how achieve success. But I understand in my heart that all methods are impermanent. This method succeeded without encountering any significant problems in their particular situation, but the exact same method might actually perhaps fail for me.
Yes, that's very possible.
Methods have to be adapted to specific circumstances in order to be effective. All dharmas are empty in nature. All phenomena are fundamentally empty. Things change, no formula. So why did they succeed while you failed? Situations are different.
It also has something to do with each person's own karma.
So I think as long as we can keep our minds at peace, if our minds are calm and we understand everything is impermanent, as long as we truly live in the present moment and do our very best with what's in front of us to the best of our abilities, then whether we succeed or fail, a lot of the outcome is actually beyond our control. When we understand this, we can let go.
We won't fall to despair nor think of suicide.
We won't complain too much, blaming this or that. Many people get stuck because they can't see through it, so they struggle.
Actually, we should prepare ourselves in advance. For example, if I don't succeed at this thing, how will I face it?
We should be fully prepared and consider this aspect ourselves. Laozi was right behind every success. There is also inevitably a crisis.
That's absolutely right.
Behind every crisis is opportunity. The key is whether you have the wisdom to see opportunity within failure. Many people just feel lost when they fail, sighing and complaining, and then the opportunity in front of them slips away. As long as you can simply calm your mind, though I failed, I could calm my mind. As a result, I saw the opportunity, seized it, and things turned around. But if your mind can't be calm, opportunities will slip by you. You can't find them.
You simply didn't seize them.
Some people, though, they succeed, they become arrogant. I'm so happy. But they don't realize a crisis is ahead. They can't see it.
They're actually sowing the seeds of future danger.
So as long as we can stay calm in all places, let neither success nor failure disturb me too much. When I look at what's ahead, whether it's a crisis or an opportunity, I understand it. I can take control. I can avoid it. This is what's most important. And for this, I need to be able to calm my mind. Regular meditation helps us quiet our minds and find calm. Even under the powerful influence of either success or failure, it doesn't interfere with your ability to see the opportunities and crises ahead and to understand them clearly.
Yes. Regarding President Pan's perspective, if I may elaborate, I think is really genuinely worth reflecting on, because people are concerned about the relationship between karma. They haven't given it much thought. They just have a simple, pure, genuine hope or a truly beautiful vision which they set as their ideal goal.
That's a personal wish. But for a personal wish to succeed, there are many external factors that can affect you.
They just draw up a great blueprint for their goal, but they don't consider some parts of the process in between. So when they encounter obstacles in their path, they simply cannot accept it. Many people feel this pain. There's another thing, for example, with some entrepreneurs. It is quite successful now, as you can see, but I often tell them, as an entrepreneur, the greatest success in life is actually truly, and without a doubt, to ultimately become a philanthropist. Doing charity is not only in fact beneficial to their own family and employees, but more importantly, it's a way to give back to society, because their wealth, in fact, actually comes from many people, from all walks of life in society. Including this time, though, I'm not entirely sure if Professor Pan noticed or was aware on 11/11, which is just a short while ago, on November 11th, a lot of people in China were shopping, and in the end it seemed that Alibaba's revenue for just one day was well over 100 billion yuan in total. The company and employees are happy, but in reality, many other businesses in our communities are affected too, including some brick and mortar stores had no customers at all. They kept their doors open, but no one was buying anything. All the business was concentrated online. At times like this wealth, on one hand belongs to them, the other, shouldn't they, perhaps in your opinion, use it to do more. Otherwise, if one person owns so much wealth and doesn't hurry to do charity, perhaps he personally does not necessarily have such great merit. So I think that to be a truly successful entrepreneur, one should also be a successful philanthropist. What do you honestly think about this?
As I just mentioned, so-called success includes both hard power and soft power. Soft power includes a mindset of giving back to society. This is important because if you have more wealth, others will have less.
Because there is only so much wealth on earth that can be distributed or shared among people. It's either in your hands or in mine. All in my hands. Poor people have nothing.
If we have this mindset, as long as we Buddhist practitioners never separate wisdom from compassion, then after you acquire wealth, it is only when you give back to society with compassion that you are truly successful. Of course, how much you really give back depends on your own ability. Yes, that's right. As long as we have this mindset, the more money I make, the more capable to give back to society, to help disadvantaged groups, to help those in difficulty, especially those in need, solve their problems. This is what is in fact truly good, because the more wealth one has, the greater the help and support they can provide, the better and more impressive the results will ultimately be in the end. So I think that true success is on two levels. One is how to make my company or business perform well, achieving achievements. The second aspect is how to use the wealth. My company earns to give back to society and treat employees well. Let employees be happy and build a strong team spirit. We should also treat our customers better, be sincere with them, and not deceive them. Don't exaggerate poor products as great. Only by doing this can one gradually become successful. More importantly, one should manage their time well, have a healthy body, and enjoy family happiness. Loved ones doing well matters. That's what success is.
Actually, there's another question I was hoping to ask. Professor Pan, you've also sponsored a lot of college students, right? Are you still continuing with that now at the moment? Help students afford school?
Well, just a little bit, I suppose, to be honest.
What kind of mindset do you have about this? You yourself really work very hard. You do academic research and help these students as well. I think this is really important. If someone is truly able to go to school and has the chance to attend classes regularly, it already changes their fate. I feel that as a scholar, you're doing this too. Some entrepreneurs in particular might be even more invested in this area. Do you think in today's society the atmosphere is such that everyone come and help? For some people living in poverty, even a little bit of help, this can be very meaningful to them, giving them a sense of importance and value. And
the starting point is that honestly, I don't have much ability myself, but I want to help those who need assistance right now. I want to help college students finish. Some college students are often in particularly challenging financial situations. I really want to help them complete their studies without worry. But what's even more important is that while helping them, I also want to convey a message. Right now, at this very moment, I'm helping you, and honestly, I don't need you to repay me for anything at all. But in the future, when you have the ability, you should help others as well. That's the most important thing. I help you not because I want anything from you. What I hope is to plant a seed in your heart, a seed of gratitude. With this sense of gratitude, when you can give back to society, you'll help others who are in need of help. This idea will gradually take root so that inside they remember, long as I succeed, I will give back to society. Because when I was at my most difficult moment, someone helped me. This sense of gratitude is the most important thing. So I tell my students, I don't need to teach you any doctrines at this very moment, because Buddhist teachings are actually also very complex. You just need to remember two words: gratitude. I believe these two words, gratitude are not empty words. Saying, I'm grateful isn't just said. You need to have a heart of truly deep and genuine gratitude within your heart. If a person who is truly appreciative, truly has a grateful heart, he will definitely be filial to his parents. Being grateful to your parents comes naturally. With a grateful heart, he will respect his teachers, because teachers impart knowledge and wisdom to him. With a grateful heart, he will surely help his friends as well. You help me. It's really about helping each other together. With a grateful heart, he will definitely give back to society, because my achievements are from help from many people in society. For example, when you attend university, the tuition you pay is a small part of the university's cost. Where does the rest of the funding come from? It's provided by society. We can live in peace together, all of us, if we truly choose to. The country provides us great protection. If our country weren't strong, others would bully us. That's why we need to have a heart of gratitude. We must take responsibility for our country. In summary, as long as we truly have a grateful heart, we will be filial to our parents, respect our teachers, and be loyal to our friends. Giving back and being responsible for the country comes naturally. A person like this, even if they do happen to make mistakes from time to time, probably won't make any very serious ones. Having a grateful heart, you won't commit any wrongdoings or bad deeds. So when we teach students, if we lecture them, for instance, with a long list of principles, they won't listen and they won't be interested either.
Yeah, right, there isn't.
But if we simply tell them few words like, with a grateful heart, I think that's easier to say, and it's also easier for them to accept.
I just have one or two final questions before we finish. Before we finish, I have one last question that I'd like to ask you. You have studied Christianity before. I've personally noticed that many Christian believers over the years, for example, they are actively involved in running hospitals and participating in charity work, and they also promote a spirit of love. And understanding in this regard, they are truly especially admired. According to our Mahayana Buddhism, actually Mahayana Buddhism is even more compassionate, because Mahayana Buddhism teaches love for all sentient beings, loving every single person, including all kinds of wonderful animals. Professor Pan, have you ever thought about us Mahayana Buddhists should be like true Christians indeed, or perhaps learn from them, or even surpass them, and actively participate in spreading love in various thoughtful and meaningful ways, each and every day helping others in any way I can. We have life liberation practice. Some of them are quite simply, truly, in fact, indeed beyond their actions. But in some areas, perhaps, aren't we Buddhists just a bit selfish? Unlike Christians, we don't unite everywhere. Let us all carry forward their spirit. It seems that, in fact, among Buddhist groups, each one is, in a sense, separate. This is my guru, that's your guru. And apart from their own guru, nobody ever acknowledges anyone else at all. This happens among Buddhists. There are an extremely small number, indeed, who are not very united. Logically speaking, in theory, perhaps we all should, as one might expect, first recognize that unity is strength and come together. And second, we should all work together to do what we can for society and humanity, and even do things meaningful for the whole world. Because the less gossip there is, the more we can actually do. I think this is really necessary. But looking at the situation now, shouldn't we Buddhists also learn and as well perhaps achieve meaningful progress in this area? Do you feel the same way, or what are your own thoughts?
I've also taken some time to give this issue some careful but I tell myself over and over again and again in my mind, that my cultivation level, my current personal understanding and ongoing experience of Buddhism so far, at this point in my life right now, is still indeed, as we can see, at this particular point in time, at a very superficial stage. I'm not a Buddha, not a Bodhisattva, and I honestly don't really understand many things at all. So personally speaking, my view is, first, although I practice Pure Land, I can say that other schools are not as good as Pure Land. The main thing is that everyone has their own karmic affinity. I'm linked to Pure Land. I follow. If a friend has close karmic affinity with Chan Buddhism, there is no problem with him practicing chant. So first, I think, as we all know, as practicing Buddhists, we shouldn't criticize other schools. Every school that has survived until now, in one way or another, throughout the years, over the course of time, definitely has its own merit. Each school has a distinctly different and a special appeal to different people, each in its own unique way, reflecting individual preferences and choices. It's benefit. First, I have to say, to be honest, I can't say that Pure Land is better than the others. I can only say that Pure Land suits my needs very well. The others have their advantages. So we must not slander the Buddha or the Dharma. Every teaching of the Dharma was spoken by the Buddha. What the Buddha taught is definitely correct. It's just that this particular approach or method really doesn't suit my conditions, at least not for me personally. Doesn't suit, can't call it bad. It's me who is not suited to it. So I have deep respect for everyone's chosen goal and decision. We shouldn't compare or criticize them. From this perspective, extending it to other religions, I am less fit to compare because my understanding of other religions is not deep. They hold their own merits and their own virtuous teachings, but they also have doctrinal differences. All I can say is that I have the deepest affinity with Buddhism.
Yes, that's right.
I don't really dare to compare with other schools, at least not at this very moment, because honestly my understanding of other religions isn't very deep. Since understanding, it's not right to criticize them with a superficial attitude.
Not what meant, not criticizing. I think Christianity has many merits, including building hospitals and doing charity work. They are especially good at doing such good deeds. Of course, we Buddhists also have this aspect, but compared to Christianity, it seems we Buddhists can't match them here.
This is different. We hope to learn more about the good aspects of other religions, to see how we can absorb and use them to help us promote Buddhism even better.
In terms of management and promotion?
One example that I can clearly remember right now is Mother Teresa, the renowned humanitarian. Christianity and Catholicism have been successful in their outreach.
Yes.
There's one thing that I really think is quite good. They require their followers to go to church as usual, every Sunday or every weekend. So in many churches, the priests next to the church will go soon, and every Sunday the whole family will all go together as a family. The benefit is that it strengthens their faith in the religion and increases their unity with each other. They also sometimes bring their children along with them as well, and there are youth classes and so on to help them grow. This invisible force unites them together and simply passes this on to the next generation. Buddhism does not have this. So in Hong Kong, together with Venerable Kuan Yin, using one that we call the Avalokiteshvara Hall. Now, every Sunday, we also hold a Sunday group chanting and practice session. Every Sunday morning, regularly, from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we encourage our dear friends, such as our close companions, valued acquaintances and colleagues, to come and join us for this special occasion. Begin chanting Buddha's name and reciting the Amitabha Sutra for 1 hour. Then we talk about the Buddhist teachings and make offerings. We do this every Sunday. We've actually been doing this for over a year now. Master Kuan Yin and I, when I'm there, he doesn't come. If not, I go. The main purpose is to lead friends to chant the Buddha's name together. We share the teachings of the Buddha. At first, we only had 20 or 30 people. There are more than 100. There are over 100 regular attendees. In the beginning, many people really didn't have much faith or confidence in Buddhism. Recently, I've noticed that almost half of them, they wear Buddhist robes to participate. That means they have already become Buddhist. So I feel that as long as we continue our group chanting practice and have a fixed place where we gather together every Sunday, each and every Sunday, as we always do, where everyone can come together to practice, to share, and to teach together, unity empowers. Right now, there isn't this kind of intention. As long as every temple and every Buddhist institute, regardless of its size or location, has, so that every Buddhist naturally goes there on Sundays.
Yes, I've actually been thinking about this as well. To be honest, Well, perhaps it seems that our interview is coming to an end today. Now, I also hope that some of Principal Pan's words just now have made me reflect, because in a way that is quite similar to what we see in Christianity as well as in many other well-known religions around the world. They all make it a habit to gather together as a group every week, meeting up on both Saturdays. First, this plays a huge role in uniting their followers. It has a very significant effect. Second, it greatly helps them deepen their understanding of their doctrines. It is extremely helpful, truly invaluable in so many different situations. In fact, another thing is, for example, if any of our fellow believers encounters difficulties, for example, if someone has trouble at home during the week, if something happens in their family, we can help each other out when needed, if you like. And fourth, they also supervise each other's learning. You didn't come this week, they'll ask why. Are you possibly maybe becoming careless? Otherwise, in fact, many of our Buddhists have a tendency to be rather undisciplined, just like some immature children who often act without thinking and show a lack of maturity, mischievous, not willing to study properly. This is the role of supervision. Another point is that through long-term cultivation and accumulation like this, our practice will gradually improve over time with continued effort. Otherwise, in this world of distractions we live in now, all kinds of overwhelming, chaotic influences constantly permeate and fill our senses.
Diligence.
Yes, this diligence might need outside help. With heartfelt gratitude for the generous help of many Buddhists, as well as our own dedicated effort, even though you might be driving there yourself or traveling from your home to group practice location, there are certain difficulties. I have already been doing this for 10 years now, since 2006. Now, in various cities, there are also some Buddhists who practice together. I especially hope to take this opportunity here today. All audiences and all Buddhists everywhere, just as the principal mentioned earlier, that in the future on Saturdays and Sundays, for example, perhaps everyone should make a real effort to study at a set time. At our Buddhist Institute, we have classes every day, morning, evening, afternoon. But people living in big cities, it's probably impossible to have all that time. They have to work and support their families and take care of many household matters. So I hope that everyone can keep going, just like in many other religions. We should really make it a regular habit to study every single week. If it's really not possible this week, then maybe do it next week. At the very least, gather 2 or 3 times a month. This is important for the overall quality and standard of us Buddhists as individuals and as a community. This will definitely, without a doubt, truly be a great help in improving ourselves. So today,
another thing is that, as you may already be aware, well, you see, every Sunday they go to church and we go to the temple together. Even more importantly, we hope that parents will bring their children along.
yes, that's very good.
With this kind of faith, it will gently influence their children.
That's excellent. This is very important.
You see, after joining the community, the whole family goes together, adults take their children to cultivate their faith in religion.
Some people think this child is naughty. They shouldn't join practice. Actually, that's not the right way to think about it because the ideas children form when they're young, it is very important to his life.
So I think the most important reason for group practice is to hope this faith can be passed on to the next generation. Even though it's not all a subtle influence, they all came to participate. My child and their child can build a friendship with each other. In this way, the influence grows stronger.
Right.
So now in Hong Kong, together with Venerable Kuan Yin, we make sure to hold group practice at the Guan Yin Lecture Hall every Sunday. We've been doing this for over a year now. The results have been especially good.
This is very important. As Principal Pan just mentioned earlier, if we bring children to the group practice place and they are naughty or adults think child being naughty, but we also hope for mutual understanding. When I was giving lectures in Tibet, sometimes some children would cry. I just treated it as background music. I think that's quite nice because for children, they may not understand Buddhism, but if they practice together with their mom and dad, then as they continue to grow up, in his mind, in his heart, and in his soul, mature, bear to his root, can develop.
Child development needs environment.
Yes.
So spending 2 here every Sunday, growing up here, they gradually absorb it little by little, and it becomes very natural for them.
This is truly our hope for the future. Thank you very much.
Amitabha Buddha, thank you so very much.